All right, let's jump right into a really fascinating topic. We're going to talk about a single molecule that seems to play two completely opposite roles when it comes to arthritis. It's a scientific mystery that, honestly, seems to break all the rules.
I mean, it sounds kind of impossible, right? But that is exactly the puzzle we're going to unpack today. We're going to look at how one specific type of polysaccharide, and that's really just a fancy term for a long chain of sugar molecules, can somehow be both a friend and a foe to our joints.
So first, let's get on the same page about our main character here, beta-glucan. And listen, this isn't some rare lab-made compound. It's totally natural and it's all around us. You'll find it in things like mushrooms, yeast, and even your morning bowl of oatmeal.
And this quote right here, from the scientific literature itself, just perfectly sums up the mystery. The research is all over the map, and they're not afraid to say so. So, you know what? Let's dive right into that controversy.
Okay, first up, let's look at the case for beta-glucan being the bad guy. We're going to check out some animal studies where this seemingly innocent compound acted as a major trigger for some really severe arthritis.
Now, what's really striking here is just how consistent this is. In different studies, scientists took beta-glucans, one from a fungus, another from bacteria, and they injected them directly into the bodies of some genetically susceptible mice. And the result? Every time, it caused a really powerful and severe arthritic flare-up.
So what this is telling us is that this direct injection method basically sends the immune system into total panic mode. It's like it's tricking the body into thinking there's a massive infection, so it launches this huge inflammatory attack that, unfortunately, ends up targeting the joints.
Okay, so that's the villain story. But now we're going to flip the coin completely. Let's look at a totally different narrative where that exact same molecule, beta-glucan, actually shows some pretty remarkable healing properties.
And this chart shows a complete 180. In these studies done on rats with arthritis, when beta-glucans from things like oyster mushrooms or yeast were given orally, they just ate it, there was a huge reduction in paw swelling, which is a major clinical sign of the disease.
And the evidence just keeps pointing in this new positive direction. In one study on rats with osteoarthritis, taking a fungal beta-glucan by mouth for a couple of months actually reduced their joint stiffness and cartilage damage. And in another study, this time on rats with a rheumatoid arthritis model, an oral beta-glucan from oyster mushrooms literally lowered the levels of key inflammatory messengers in their bodies. The research has even gotten super specific. A study back in 2012 pinpointed this exact number, 42.5 milligrams per kilogram, as the best daily oral dose for protecting cartilage in their rat model. So the effect isn't just a vague idea, it's something they could actually measure and optimize.
So how? How can both of these things be true? How can beta-glucan be both a trigger for arthritis and a treatment? Well, the answer comes down to one single critical detail that changes absolutely everything.
Let's just put all the evidence we've seen side by side. The answer to this whole puzzle has been right there in front of us this entire time. Take a look. Can you spot the key difference?
And there it is, the solution to our paradox. Just look at that third column, administration route. Every single study that showed a bad arthritis-triggering outcome used an injection, and every single study that showed a good anti-inflammatory outcome used oral administration.
So what this means is that how the body meets beta-glucan completely changes the game. Injecting it bypasses all our natural defenses and basically screams invasion to the immune system. But taking it orally lets it travel through the gut, where these specialized immune cells can interact with it in a much smarter, more controlled way, which actually leads to a calming, regulating effect.
So you see, it's not that beta-glucan itself is good or bad. It's all about the context. It's about the path it takes into the body. The method of delivery is quite literally everything. So what does this all mean for the future? Well, this discovery could open up a really promising new way to think about managing arthritis, especially when it comes to supplementary treatments.
And that's not just my take. That's the conclusion from researchers in the field. After looking at all the positive effects of taking it orally, they see real potential. Now, it's not a cure, but it does highlight a possible new tool for the toolkit.
And this is why this really matters. It completely reframes the whole conversation. It tells us that for some of these natural compounds, asking, does it work, might be the wrong question. Maybe the right question is, how do we use it correctly?
And that really leaves us with a provocative thought, doesn't it? This whole paradox wasn't about a confused molecule at all. It was about our own understanding of how the body works. It just makes you wonder, what else is out there waiting for us to find the right key to unlock its true potential.